Sisiku Julius Ayuk Tabe, Assistant Vice President for Digital Services and Chief Information Officer, Office of Technology and Digital Services, American University of Nigeria. Yeah. Far. I already have a many, I do. I think it's in it. Vice President for
All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll continue to listen to some good music from Bateniko. That beautiful piece and that great voice from the great man Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius brings us to this continuation of this show. Let me just say starting the show because we already started. And so basically today remains very, very important for us all. And as you are all aware, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you this: we are on track, and we are going to be having Mrs. Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius. Yes, I see some people are talking about the date. I think that's a typo. I was supposed to put 31st, and mistakenly I didn't write 1. I'm going to edit after the live show, so thank you all very much. Let me see if I can try to edit it now with the other phone. But I think it's 31st, so it's just a typo. I omitted 1. I thought I put it. Sometimes you have those things on your head, and so we can fix it if I get it on. So thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much. God bless you all for the commitment. God bless you. Today we are going to discuss very strategic things about our revolution, and you know, we of course. You know, a lot of things have happened. I've been observing, and we are very concerned about the decision that the IG has made and about the reaction of some of Southern Cameroonians, as well as the reaction of some activists. We are very concerned about it. So today this platform is going to give her own view, and we know, you know, a lot of us probably will be managing with the facts and the reality, but one thing is clear, and we want to be very straightforward about the importance of the ban by the IG, and to set the record straight, just in case some people have not understood. We have our own stand on this platform that is based on the aspiration of the people. And we must say, please, once you join, you share extensively. We will be, when we are at least 1,000 people watching, we'll bring on board Sisiku's wife, our president's wife. We're going to bring her soon. Once we have, in the next 15 minutes, she'll come briefly because she's in another meeting. So we just spoke, and she'll be coming in the next 15 minutes. So please, once you join, you share extensively. Let me seize this opportunity to say happy New Year in advance to everybody. Of course, it's just around the corner for those of you who are watching on Ground Zero. And just to let you know, we're going to start with some particular things to let us know before we get to the issue about the IG and the ADF and the other people. Is going to be last segment. But we want to talk now about, want to evaluate the revolution and to let us all know that we have gone to a level where we cannot compromise any of these things, because the independence of Southern Cameroon, as all of you are aware, is non-negotiable. You know, one of the reasons why Paul Biya Bimvondo has refused and is trying to dodge away from dialogue is because there's a clause that the international community is asking that there should be dialogue without precondition. And dialogue without precondition means that it's going to end in one thing, and we are going to get there. You know, now the Biya regime is for unitary Cameroon, and the Sisiku's regime, or Sisiku's Ambazonian, is for an independent Southern Cameroons, that is a separate state, restoration of the statehood of Southern Cameroons. And then there is the Bala Camp, or the Tumi Camp, that is for federation. So there are actually 3 parties that are involved, but the international community is actually talking more about 2 parties, the government and the separatists, like they prefer to call it. And so, you know, the federalists, they have a view, but they are of the absolute minority in this case. And so now Biya knows that when he goes for dialogue on the same table, because when you go for dialogue after war, you are equal parties, nobody's above the other. And so Biya is aware of the fact that there will be a third party that will be negotiating, and we are sure about a lot of these things. So for those of you who are just joining, my date is written 3rd of December instead of 31st. I mistakenly did not put 1, so that's okay. And of course, Sister Mirabe Nto, thank you for joining all the way from Delaware. God bless you. We want to say this very clearly. I was talking about the issue. I'm trying to evaluate our revolution. You know, so when we go to the table to dialogue, where with Sisiku on the one hand and Paul Biya on the other hand, and probably Bala or the Tumi on the other side, but I'm trying to put these 2 teams together. That's Sisiku and you know, the Biya regime. So we are already aware of the fact that there's supposed to be dialogue, and there's going to be dialogue without precondition. And Biya is for unitary state. Sisiku is for independent Southern Cameroons. Like they already declared in court that they are Ambazonians, they are not La République du Cameroon. So you all are aware. I want all Southern Cameroons to listen, because this is a game-changing moment. I want to explain for you all so that you all can understand. Now, once we're on the table, they are going to ask that, what do you want? Paul Biya's team will want unitary Cameroon, Sisiku's team want independent Southern Cameroons, the Bala will want the federation, and all of that, depending on what kind of federation, we're not concerned. Now, when they say dialogue without precondition, now, the people who are involved here, because in journalism and mass communication, or in any other theoretical, theoretical field, where we have what we call a threshold. A threshold that's the public, those who are involved. So those who are immediately involved in this whole negotiation or this whole dialogue stuff, they are the Southern Cameroonians, the Ambazonians. So when now Sisiku wants independent, Biya wants unitary state, now the only people who now have a decision, because the international community believes in democracy, they will now say, okay, now you people cannot agree, and we have said there's no precondition, because probably you're not coming there as, you're not president of anybody. You are president of La République. You're trying to fight to talk to the international community to understand with you. Sisiku is president of Southern Cameroons, and Bala is and Tumi and the rest, they are people of whatever federation. So what's going to happen is that they're going to ask for a vote. They're going to ask for a voting, and in this case, it is what we call a referendum. That is why we have always, you know, last time I went to the U.S. Senate, in one of my discusses, I talked about referendum as the way out, because that is where the international community is going to stand. And Southern Cameroonians, I want us to be rest assured that this is the reason why Paul Biya is not trying to accept dialogue at this time, because Paul Biya is aware that once there is dialogue on the table, it will end in a referendum, and only Southern Cameroonians will be eligible to vote, and that voting will not be the kind of election voting. So I want all of us to relax, to know that we are getting to 2019 with a high spirit, and so that is the position where we now stand at. Now I want to let you know that a lot of things have gone on ground zero, where we have seen issues of kidnapping of our fellow compatriots, sometimes by the Tanganji boys, sometimes by hoodlums, sometimes by somewhat restoration forces. And we have seen all of these things, and at a point in time, our people have been almost discouraged. But we are happy that the momentum has come back. It is building. And I want all of us to understand that this is the time for us never to give up. Your houses can be burned down. Your people can be kidnapped, and ransom are being demanded. We are all working hard to ensure that we put out all these people who have been kidnapping and asking for ransom. And it is going to be very different come 2019. So we ask all of you on ground zero, from Kumbu to Mount Fako, to Manyu, to Kupe Maninguba, to Ndian, to Mezam, to Momo, to basically everywhere in southern Cameroon, all the counties, please, we want you to remain very strong, steady, and to be certain about what you're fighting for, because this is the time that we can never go back, come what come may. Now, I want you all to go back and look at the achievements that we have made in this revolution, this 2018. We have had pressure until our leaders have appeared in court. We are all certain, although some of us were long aware of the fact that our leaders are alive, we have stamped out that degree of fear and frustration of whether Sisiku and co are alive. We now know they are alive, they are doing well, you can see their spirit. That is to tell you that we have to fight to the finish. The African Nations Cup has been, taken away from the La République du Cameroun because they cannot play in our stadia or in our lone stadium that was going to be in Limbe. And of course, the other training pitches around Boya and Limbe. We have also, through pressure and insecurity, we have had declarations from major stakeholders in international diplomacy like Britain, USA, and many other countries, including Russia and almost all countries in the UN Security Council. Through some of our efforts, all of us Ambazonians, we have had the United States Congress, especially through my senator, the senator of Maryland, Van Hollen, and equally Benjamin Ben Cardin. We have had 20 senators or more talking on our case, and we just saw what the other senators did when they signed a letter and was sent over to the U.S. Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. So we are already on track, and everything is in place to let you know that our issues are being discussed in the toppest levels in the world. And that is what all Southern Cameroonians must remain committed. They must remain resolute in understanding that this revolution has already passed phobia, and you must remain committed. And in committing yourselves, you must contribute to the cause, even though we have had some people complaining about a lot of mistrust, and we want to stamp out that mistrust in donating or in donations this 2019. We're going to make sure that we bring everybody to book who has collected money and has not been able to give account for that money. We also have seen the banning of the airline, the Cameco airline, flying out of Cameroon. There is no way for that. We have seen the suspension of the cycling tour. We have also seen a lot of the shutdown in various offices. We have seen how much beer has been disgraced at the international scenes. We have seen a lot more of our successes being counted every day. We cannot rename, or we cannot name every little thing that has come through in this revolution, but it is certain that we as a people, we should understand the reasons why we must remain committed. We must remain resolute in as far as our cause is concerned. As you are already aware, the acting president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, His Excellency Dr. Sisiku Sako Samuel Komi, will be addressing us in the next couple of hours. Not just like in 90 minutes, that will be 8 p.m. So we want everybody who's watching, after this show, you have to stand by for Dr. Sako's speech, because we want to have the platform very huge to send a very strong message to La République du Cameroon. Now, we have also seen, like somebody is trying to indicate here, we have also seen how the other countries are already withdrawing business at the Douala seaport. That's to let you know that everything is in place, and the national treasure of the Republic du Cameroon is on its knees. We have basically crumbled it, and there have been security alerts where embassies have advised their citizens not to go to southern Cameroon or northwest and southwest regions, like a lot of people, want to put it. Now, we want to thank all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that God bless you, and we'll now bring the First Lady, Mrs. Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius, a very modest woman who prefers not to be called First Lady, but out of modesty. So we have almost 1,000 people watching now. Let us now bring her. That we as a people, we should listen to the First Lady. You know that we are, of course, going to have Let me see. We'll bring the first lady now. She's going to come on. I'm trying to connect with her. She'll come on the direct call. I think we're going to have. So please, as you join, you share extensively. Let's have. We're trying to connect with the first lady. She's in another call. I'm sure that in no distant time, Her Excellency will join us. So we want to talk about the. Okay, we seem to have the First Lady, Mrs. Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius, is joining us on this live show. Hello, ma'am. Good morning or good afternoon.
Good day, Eric Tato.
Mommy, good day. Welcome to the show. Your people are listening to you, and we are glad to have Mrs. Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius. She's joining us from a secured environment in the United States. We will not want to mention. She'll be here with us in Washington, D.C. for the Global March. And so, Mom, you're welcome to the show. I think your people will be listening to you. What is the level of preparedness as far as the ladies are concerned for this great day come the 5th of January 2019?
Yeah, thank you, Eric. We've been mobilizing women of all walks of life. We have been mobilizing women from the different platforms, regardless of their affiliation. We are all coming together as women and as mothers with one voice to go out there on the 5th of January 2019 to shout out, let our voices be heard by the world. Let them know that our brothers, our husbands, our fathers are still incarcerated in the various prison cells in Yaoundé. We have more than 3,000 of our children who are supposed to be in school, but they have been locked up behind bars through no fault of theirs. We have brothers, we have fathers whose children are not able to go to school because they have been held behind the bars. The children are stranded in their villages. So we need the world to know about what is happening in Cameroon and maybe urge the government of Cameroon to do something to release them unconditionally and free them. Crying for freedom is not a crime. A call for equality is not a crime. Activism is not a crime. So they should not be in those prison cells in Cameroon. So we, the women, are calling on all other women. When I say women, it doesn't mean that only women are protesting. Men too are protesting, but then this is a women-led protest. Everybody should come. Whoever is around the DC area should come and attend this protest march. We'll be there in our numbers. Come one, come all. Bring other women from other nationalities who are affiliated to our struggle.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you talk about Washington, D.C. Some people might be a little bit confused, but we have gathered that women, Southern Cameroonian women across the globe in other parts of the world will also be converging at their various locations. So what about this? Do you have an insight on this?
Yes, it's a global march. I'm just being specific in the US, but it's a global march. In the UK, they too will be marching on the 5th of January because the 5th of January marks exactly 1 year since our leaders were abducted from Nera Hotel in Nigeria and forcefully deported to Cameroon. So we want to use this opportunity to call for the release of all other Southern Cameroonians who are more than 3,000 in the various prison cells in Cameroon.
So we've been talking a lot about the march on this platform, but since you're here, the First Lady herself, although you be out of your modesty, you preferred not to be called so, but based on the fact that I'm doing my job as an activist, I think that is the best name for you at this juncture. What other activities will be taking place, especially in the DC march? We have been informed of a gala night and all of those things. So maybe you want to throw more light on that.
Yeah, the main activity actually is to advocate for the release of those incarcerated. Then we would seize this opportunity to talk to ourselves for the need for solidarity the need for collaboration in times like this more than ever before. And in the evening of that same day, we'll be having a fundraising gala. So we need to raise money to help those our brothers and sisters and children who are in refugee camps and those who are in the bushes, those whose villages have been burned down and they are stranded in other people's homes. They are all IDP. We have more than 600,000 internally displaced people back home. We need to carry out that fundraising dinner, raise some money, and help them out.
So, yes, First Lady, you know, the detainees, some of them will be watching, I'm sure, in other parts, and the refugees will also be watching in Nigeria. It's end of year, and definitely you're going to tell them Happy New Year, no doubt. You have any particular soul-searching message for them?
Yeah, for the refugees in Nigeria, the only thing I can say that I am equally on exile forcefully, I would say, in the United States. So our status is not different. Or the only thing I can tell you is that just stay strong, stay positive, and God is watching. Things will turn out for good. It may be difficult now, but things will get better.
Thank you so
much. For those who are internally displaced, I can just tell you that since you're not in the comfort of your home, just be watchful, watch your back at all times, and be careful where you live.
Thank you so much, First Lady. God bless you, and Happy New Year.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year. We might still bring you in the course of this show if it permits. If we have other pertinent things we want to discuss, since you are holding another meeting, we could bring you in maybe in the next 30 minutes or so. If not, I think we'll be good to go. Thank you once more.
Thank you, Eric.
Okay, ma'am. God bless you. All right, let's say Happy New Year to our First Lady, Mrs. Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius. We want to thank her very much for joining this show. And so it's going to be a huge march in the DMV area. So everybody, Sisiku's wife will be here, Pam Fogalanfo's wife, all the leaders, their wives will be here. So we say from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. people should gather. They should converge on the White House. That space has already been secured. We already have the permit. So 9 a.m. to 11 we should be there, because the march will start by latest 11 a.m. So we want to be on time. You know, our First Lady is coming there. We have to ensure that we come there, everybody. And just to let you know that today is the 31st of December 2018. So we want to be very thankful for Mrs. Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius for gracing this platform, for as we're ending this year with this very great message from her. You've all listened to her. I want to thank you so much, First Lady. You're so great. Your humility is undiluted. As a matter of fact, you are one of the biggest voices. You rarely speak, but when you come out, you really make a lot of sense, and you give us hope, and the impact is very huge. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation to talk to this platform, to talk to your people. I think everybody has listened. So we will now move to other issues. In the meantime, we want to say that we will do a little bit of contribution to support the event. I have briefed the people who are organizing this event. Yeah, some people can say, hey, you're also part of the organizing committee. No, but I think that the ladies are doing quite great. So this platform has helped secure a hall. We have secured a hall. $1,500 is supposed to be the price of that hall, but our brother has given us the hall with a discount of $1,200. So we are paying only $300 for the hall. So I want to thank our brother, Mr. Julius of the Oxford Events Center. We want to thank her very much. We're going to read the address where we're going to converge, all of us, for the gala. As for the march, is at DC here in Washington, DC, in front of the White House. So everybody's going to be there. We're calling on everybody who's watching from any part of the United States and neighboring countries. If you want to fly in here for the feed, please do well, because I want to tell people something, that march, the number of people who come out there for that show, for that march, is going to be a determining factor for the release of our leaders. If not at all, but it's going to send the strongest message ever for 2019 and beyond. For all those of you who care about Sisiku, this is going to be your opportunity to show that Sisiku, indeed, you're our president, will support you. So we're looking at having even 1 million people out there here in Washington, D.C., because that is going to be the defining moment. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make sure I drag my wife, I bring my child. Everybody is going to be there because this is not a joke. So all my neighbors, I've told them we have to be there. Everybody, if you respect Sisiku and you also think that Eric TATAW has been doing a great job, this is the time for you to show the support, because this platform has championed this January match. So I want to beg everybody who's following me. We are going to have thousands of people watching just now. So if you want to show people that indeed you are somebody that is great, you have to come out there and support Sisiku Ayuk, Tabe, and co. It's going to be a huge time, and from there we'll go to the hall. We don't want to have any spaces, whether at the field or at the hall, one everywhere jammed to capacity, because this is going to send a strong message. So I want to thank our brother of the Oxford. Let me get to the address once more. I want to thank our brother Mr. Julius from the BLM County. The Oxford Events Center is situated at 9700 Martin Luther King Jr. Highway, Laham, here in Maryland. We're going to put out that address. I want to also thank him. Let me also seize the opportunity to thank my good friend Nosta Tanisong, who has also done a fantastic job. Nosta's family is doing a provision of more than $1,000. They have secured us the deco. Nosta and wife, they have made sure that they secured Nosta, the wife, and Nosta's kid brother. They have given us for free. They are going to be providing decorations for the hall, and they're also going to provide us a musical set. That's a DJ, and everything has been taken care of. So we don't need to pay all of those things. So we have already secured about assistance of close to $2,500, and all this program from the BLM. So we want to be thankful. In fact, we are very thankful to all of them, and God bless them immensely. Now we will talk other things about the match. I think we have already informed everybody at the end. We'll still try to reiterate. Now, let me go to this other very important aspect about the IG and the Cho Ayaba issue and the ADF and all of those things. Now, let us get this point very clear. I want all of you who are listening at this juncture to know one thing, because this is the most independence movement. And when I say that the Southern Cameroons or Ambazonian independence has been revolution has been rescued, I mean every word of it. And I want all of us to listen very attentively to what we are going to say at this particular juncture, because this is the key of the revolution, and this is where our heart beats. Now, let us be clear about things that people don't understand. In a revolution, there is no emotion. If you want to be on the path of truth, you must synchronize that with the actions on the ground. And you must understand exactly that we as a people, we must be collective in our decisions. We must ensure that we stay focused on exactly what we want. Now, a lot of people say unity, unity, unity. Nobody has refused that unity is not primordial. You just listen to Mrs. Sisiku Ayuk Tabe just talking about collaboration. And that collaboration is going to go through, but not with entities or people who have sabotaged the revolution. Now, I want to be clear with all of you, and I want to recap that on this same platform many months ago, not even many months ago, just a few months ago, probably I can say a few weeks, we actually came out to apologize to everybody and to call for unity, which we also continue on this platform to tell people that by 5th of January, I said it authoritatively on this platform, and I said that the date 5th of January was an instruction from God, and that should anybody not unite by the 5th, the person will be completely out of place. And let me tell you people something. That 5th of January has not reached, and you people have seen what is happening. That is because all those who are now crying for collaboration, calling for unity, they did not take any measure to go out there to say, okay, this is the time to collaborate. On the contrary, when Eric TATAW was crying and calling for collaboration, what happened? They were mocking and writing all sorts of things on Facebook and ensuring that they destroyed the revolution to the core. They were trying to be putting and positioning themselves as a dominant force, and that whatsoever. But I have always told people that nobody can fight a people. Paul Biya, with all his military, all his soldiers, has not been able to beat Southern Cameroons, and it could not have been a small group in the revolution. Now, let us be clear with all of you. This is my stand. See, let me tell you something categorically, for those of you who care to listen. In this revolution, we have seen, we have noticed, we have even smelled the attitudes of everybody who is a compatriot in this revolution. And there can be no defining moment than this 31st of December, this end of year. I'm going to be following Dr. Sako's speech very closely because it is important for me to listen to my president. Paul Biya might be speaking today. Maurice Kamto is also speaking today almost at the same time. But every Southern Cameroonian must be on Dr. Sako's speech because that is our president. That's the man who is representing Sisiku. And that is the man we have to listen to at this particular moment. Now, let me go straight to the point. I have read everywhere, and I'm still reading people trying to analyze and criticize and endorse that what Secretary Chris Anu said about Cho Ayaba, the ADF, the AMF, and so on and so forth. This is the position of this platform. I want to tell you something, and listen very attentively. Chris Anu, I don't ask Secretary, let me call him as a journalist friend now. Chris Anu is so modest. How can you come and say ADF, Sokadev, AMF, they are banned? No, that is nonsense. They are deleted. I mean, deleted. Listen, let me tell you something. This group of persons, let me be very clear with all of you. Ban is modest. Chris Anu was so kind. In fact, if I were the interim president, I would sack Chris Anu for coming and saying that these people are only banned. They are deleted. I want Paul to listen very attentively. They are deleted. See, let me tell you something. We have been so calm, so quiet. We have been so patient with this Cho Ayaba and his gang, and they have done all sorts of conspiracy theories to destroy the revolution. This is a time when we are not going back. And when they say that they have been banned, I still say that it's modest. To me, they are deleted. They don't exist. Let me tell you something. I want you all to listen very attentively. This is a defining moment in this revolution. This revolution has been rescued by that single statement from Secretary Chris Anu. We do not listen. If you come here to defend Ayaba Cho and the ADF and the AMF and all of those people, let me now break it down to you. One, Ayaba Cho and ADF banned. Ayaba Cho immediately came and was trying to talk rubbish, calling collaboration. Ayaba Cho said that we have been collaborating with in the area of refugees. We are collaborating in the area of detainees. We are collaborating in the area. He named things. It's the first time that I heard Ayaba Cho talking collaboration. But Ayaba Cho had said by himself that there will be no collaboration with the IG group like he tries to call it. Let me tell you something. We are collaborating as a people of Southern Cameroons, and anybody that wants to collaborate will not be somebody that has tried to destroy the revolution. I want this fact to be very clear. Ayaba Cho, you should be ashamed that you are talking about refugees. You should be ashamed. Please, I want you all, when after this show, go to your wall. Just write that ADF. I'm the one who is saying it. ADF, AGC, AMF, Sokadev. They are not banned. They are deleted. They are deleted. They are not even in the recycle bin. So you cannot reinstate them back to the desktop. They are deleted. Means the computer that is running the program that ADF, that computer has been thrown in the deep sea, is crashed. So it is deleted. It doesn't exist. Now, Ayaba Cho has never mentioned anything about refugees. When Sisiku was in jail, they were mocking Sisiku day and night. They brought surrogates to come and analyze how Sisiku has been killed. Today, because Sisiku is out there, we see him. He sees the power that man has. He now tries to behave as if he's Sisiku's friend. Ayaba Cho, if you care one bit about this Sisiku that is in jail today, you would have accepted to talk to the AIP, to the interim government when they wanted to investigate issues. You refuse. Milan refused. Naloa refused. Who again refused? Akwanga. All of you said no, the interim government and stuff like that. Now, we do not want you to use the names of the refugees. You see, when Sisiku's wife was speaking about refugees, see, everybody was listening, respected. The point is that some of you think that this thing is a joke. ADF, Sokadev, AGC, AMF, you are deleted completely from the surface of Ambazonian. Like, deleted means there is, like capital D. There's no joke about it. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ayaba Cho, you went to Guzan, you killed 12 of our finest fighters. You, Ebenezer, you went to Monyenge, you set confusion, and many other children were killed. And if you come as an activist or whosoever, you want to come and defend Cho Ayaba, ask yourself that since the incident in Guzan, what has Cho said? Cho is diving around and he's sending people to make audios and begin to talk about the Momo cartel. Did the Momo cartel kill people? No. We all heard people talk from Gang Zero. Even famous media organs, they wrote that the ADF went and attacked fighters. I have pictures that the ADF has burned people alive in Nyenaba, in other areas around the Nyandeng area, or around Guzang, Batibo, and all those other areas. Let me tell you very clearly. Listen very attentively. The issue is that we have been staying quiet for the longest time possible about this Cho Ayaba. The truth is that Cho will always come and say that he's been in this relation for 30 years. Akwanga says the same thing. Do you people know what Cho did in Daddy? Cho went to Daddy. I'll still repeat it. He took pictures, brought boys from Bayelsa, took videos. They read a speech that they acknowledged Sisiku. Cho deleted. Those boys, they begged him in Daddy that please, you have come here, but make sure that this video does not go on Facebook or anywhere. But out of egocentric tendencies, out of propaganda, out of whatsoever, they now deleted ADF. Ayaba Cho went there because he wanted to show that he's the first that has gone to Ground Zero. Many people have gone to Ground Zero before you Cho Ayaba, but they didn't put it on Facebook. Many people. This thing is not a show of prestige. It's not a show of popularity. It is not. It is about a revolution. So let us be clear with all of you. The ADF, the Sokadef, and the rest, they are deleted from the revolution. They are not banned. They are deleted. Now, Cho Ayaba, you come on your live show immediately after Chris Anu. You shoot yourself. Basi, yes, that is Basi, it's true. The incident was in Basi in Batibo. Thank you so much, Desmond, for. Now, you come on your show immediately after Secretary Chris Anu. You came and you were making noise. You were ranting like an old fool that is lost in a park that he has never been there. Cho Ayaba, I thought you said that when people talk, you take your time to react because you don't like to talk. Why did you come and react immediately? You always say the one thing and you do the reverse. You look at yourself in the mirror and you assume that you can talk about collaboration. I told you people that one day that I apologized and some of you took it and rubbed it in the mud, it is going to haunt you your whole life. Your whole life. We do not want to have any discussions with issues related to the ADF. But once you come on live with Cho Ayaba, I am going to be an extraordinary police to make sure that you are, that if I say you are deleted, I'll make sure that anytime you come, the delete process is on K. You know what is K? K means constant. It is not changing. As you come, I delete you. You come, I delete you. If people don't know, Cho is a very dangerous virus to this revolution. And for all of you who think that this thing is a joke, they kill people, and Cho, you go and kill fighters in Guzan, you have no way you have come to apologize. And you talk about collaboration. You talk about collaboration. I told you people in the ADF that it's just a matter of time. Well, Cho Ayaba might come to say that nobody has a right to ban anybody in a revolution. That is because you were only banned. Now you are deleted. And the only thing that you have left, let me tell Cho Ayaba and the ADF and the rest of you who care to make noise. The IG has the population. Everybody is for the IG. For those of you fighters on Ground Zero, disassociate yourself from ADF. They kill fighters, they sell intelligence to La Republic du Cameroon. Now, Cho Ayaba, you can still come on live. Nobody's going to stop you because these are the only things you have left. One, you have your small phone in Norway and that part of your room and fake profiles that you do Facebook Live. That is all you have. You have your phone and the fake profiles to share your post and mount up to you for you to have shows. That's all you have. You have just the phone for your Facebook Live. But as far as the ADF stuff is concerned, it is deleted. We are steady on that and we're never going to change it. Now, Akwanga, the IG is even kind to have said that Akwanga is banned. Akwanga is a prisoner because, you see, let me tell you something. I'm going to come back to Cho. You see, the greatest thing that has hit the regime in Yaoundé so badly is the killing of men of God. That is why when they killed the priest in Kembong, what did they do? They immediately did a communique and put my name, Minister of Defense, that it was Eric Tato who killed the priest, and they did a whole news item on All the channels on CRA TV was there. They called and said, oh, it's Eric TATAW, it's a secessionist activist. We have it. Most of you listen to it. Now, when they killed Charles Truman Wesco in Bambui, the American missionary from the state of Indiana, precisely from the city of South Bend, they said that it was an albino. The Churuma said no, it was Amber boys who killed in Crossfire. The other person said this. Bajek said his own. They killed the Ghanaian pastor Isaac Ato in Batibo. They said the same thing. They killed Father Sop Alexander, Father Alex Sop, the parish priest of Bomaka. They said the same thing. They have killed many people and they always say that it's Amber. But the international community knows that it is not Amber. It is the regime that is killing the priest. Now, what has happened? We have driven this narrative all through, and we are moving into the new year with a great stamina on these particular things. Then what? Then came this lazy fool. I call him a lazy fool. Yes, Akwanga. Akwanga comes from nowhere and goes and kidnaps priests. He kidnaps priests, not one, not two, three, and then he tortures them. He beats them up and then takes ransom close to over 10 million from this priest. And he comes on, he did not end there. He comes on Facebook and he brags about it, that they were arrested, the money has been taken, they are never going to give the money back. And then what happened? And then he goes further to sealing the church, the church in Monyenge. Now, do you people know that the bishops, they write reports every time to the Papa? Do you know that the Pope receives reports on the security issues affecting the parishes? Do you know who is the Pope? Do you know that the Pope can say one thing and this revolution is buried? You go and then you go and fight with the church. You don't even do it hiddenly. You come and you are threatening the priest. See, let me tell you something. Akwanga is deleted. These are the people whose ego and that their attitude of, I am the one who is in charge because I've been here for 30 years. That is the attitude that has tried to kill this revolution. And I told them that, see, to me, I am nobody to be at this position where people listen to me in their thousands and in their millions. It is God, and I'll forever remain grateful to that. The point is that I understand that without you people watching me, I will not be Eric TATAW. The strength of every man is dependent on the people who support him. Now, you have somebody who comes there, destroys our relationship with the papacy. He destroys our relationship with Vatican. And you people think that the government that is recognized by the international community, because when they talk of dialogue, they are thinking about Sisiku in jail. See, when I look at people saying that Cho Ayaba is making noise, that if they go and negotiate, he still has the gun. Today he's coming and talking about negotiation. All of them were Akwanga. Bet you, when Sisiku comes and sits on that table and talks with Bia and we get our independence, Akwanga and the rest people will not talk. You'll be done, because the reason why you are talking a little bit is because Sisiku is in that jail. So we want to be clear with all of you. A man cannot kidnap priests. So Akwanga, it's a must. We're starting that campaign. You must refund that money to the church. You go ahead, you are threatening the priest. You must return the money. This is not about our revolution. It's about a man who has taken advantage of our revolution to be a thief and a kidnapper. And we will not take it from any of them. So we must disassociate ourselves completely with this gang of thieves. That's why I'm saying here that they are deleted. Because we cannot have people who go out there and they try to destroy our revolution. Listen, for those of you preaching unity, we cannot and will never. We don't have, first of all, don't have any disunity. We don't have any division. But we cannot collaborate with Ayabacho and Akwanga anymore. Listen, you see that they are done. So don't propose any issue of unity. Because there is unity amongst us as Southern Cameroonians. And in this 2019, I'm going to make a special appeal. We have discussed with Joshua Carr and other activists with Dr. Sako on a conference call to ensure that the IG is restructured and they should give us a very lasting and transparent accounting system where you put your money, you see how your money is used. Let me tell you something. We have won this war and we only need to be persistent on checking the IG and to insist that the IG is restructured. Don't talk about Cho Ayaba, don't talk about Akwanga. We cannot collaborate with people who sell intelligence on our camps, people who kill our fighters. We cannot collaborate with people who kidnap priests, who ask for ransom. We cannot collaborate with people. Just a minute. So we cannot collaborate with this kind of people. So we are already in unity. The unity is the strength of the Ambazonian people who believe in the fact that they are conscious of the purpose of this revolution. We must stay focused because that is what is necessary. Ayabacho and the rest, you can bring 2,000,000,001 fake profiles to come and attack Eric TATAW. You can do all sorts of audios to come and attack Eric TATAW. But I've always told people that Vox Populi, Vox Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. So long as the Ambazonian people stand with me, they believe in the fact that we are honest. We can put our faces out there, put our accounts clean for the public to see. There is nobody that can sabotage this platform. I have said it, I'm going to repeat it, that the easiest way for anybody to get destroyed is to attack this platform or try to do conspiracy theories about Eric TATAW. I'll need only one live show like you have done many of them. There's one woman that says she's in Boston. She's not worth mentioning on this platform. She has tried many times for me to mention her name. I've never mentioned, and she's never going to be mentioned. Now, before I come back to talking this very important thing, this about Cho and the rest, you already know that they're deleted. When you go to your wall after this show, just write ADF, this is deleted by Eric TATAW. I'm the one who's saying that they are deleted completely. They can come with more audios. I'll be here waiting for them. Now, let me say this for 5 minutes about the case that this other guy in California has sued one of our brothers, our compatriots. You see, I want us to go to the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer says that forgive us our trespasses, I will forgive those who trespass against us. Now, this is about Tapang and the law stuff. I want people to understand one thing. I have listened to everybody. I've read most of the things you've written to me. And as an adult, issues of forgiveness are supposed to be very personal. But you're supposed to preach generally as, you know, this is not only about being an activist, it's about also trying to inculcate the character of statesmanship. Now, you know, to me, I want to say it very clearly that I have forgiven Tapang from the depth of my heart. And I urge every Southern Cameroonian to do the same. But listen very attentively, like I've told many people try to call me that. This is one thing. Forgiveness is a religious obligation. But trust is subjective. It doesn't mean that because you forgive somebody, you must trust that person. That is not what is meant. Forgive, forget in your heart, remove the person, but the person will have a limit. Of course, I am aware of the fact that people can be very diabolic, and I know who I am. I know where I am. I know the kind of people I know those in this revolution that I can drink in a bar or somewhere in a party and give them my half drink to hold. I can give Ashu Kingsley that, bro, hold my drink, let me go and pee, because I know that Ashu Kingsley will not do anything with my drink. But the another thing is that I can give anybody my drink to hold, because let me just say it here on this live show, I thank God for the grace. I thank God for everything. And the issue is that for the longest time possible, most of the people who have given me poison, I've drank a lot of it in Manfe, in Manu. The people who get me poison, when I drink, they die, or it affects them, not me. So that is exactly the point. What I'm trying to say is that I am not speaking for Tapang. I'm speaking for us. I have not asked you. I'm not asking you. Of course, if Tapang is ADF, Tapang has written a lot of terrible things that we don't want to mention, and we are definitely not going to cooperate or collaborate with the ADF people because of the way the things I've done in the past. Now, it is not. I can only teach you because, listen, forgiveness is a religious obligation. I know what I'm doing by saying that for us all to forgive Tapang, it is important, because I don't want you to be in the position that Tapang is today. The reason why you see Tapang is finding it very difficult, and some of you are analyzing a lot of these things, is because though we didn't do anything, we came and begged for forgiveness. a lot of them, including Tapang and the rest, they try to mash it like it's mud. You know how they mash banga for village? They rubbed it up and down and stuff like that. So that is why they find it very difficult for us to, to forgive them. So, but, the truth is that we as a people, we must put forgiveness first, because it is important for us all to understand this particular fact, that if you are forgiving somebody, you are doing good to yourself, not to the person. As to whether the person will change or cannot be changed or will never change, that one is the person's business. As for trusting the person, to me, it is not today. I long drew a line where activists that I trust, and that's why I keep mentioning the name of one man, Ashu Kinsley, every time, because that's somebody that has my keys. He can drive anytime, come to my house anytime. So that is the line. So I've not said this a lot about other activists. So you have the foresight to know that this is the person I can trust. Of course, I cannot discuss technical issues about the defense of Ground Zero, about what I know and what I hold on Ground Zero with Tapang and other members of the ADF, because I am aware that though they are apologizing, maybe this is what can happen, this is what can happen. So everybody has to stay on that alert. But I'm just talking about one very important religious factor, which is forgiving somebody. Do not at any time in your life hold anybody in your heart. You have to forgive everybody who asks for forgiveness. You must forgive the person and then decide whether or not to trust the person. I have forgiven Tapang, but to say that I'm going to be discussing things that I know about the things, operations on Ground Zero, I am not going to be discussing with any ADF person. That is a fact. It has never happened and it is never going to happen. So don't get confused about forgiving somebody. I want to emphasize on this particular fact because it is very important. I've forgiven all of them. I've asked for apologies from everybody. I've forgiven Dr. Kwanga. I've forgiven Cho Ayaba. I've forgiven everybody. I'm also asking for everybody to forgive me if I've ever hurt them in one way or the other. But the fact is clear that forgiving does not mean you are cooperating. It is clear you are forgiving, but everybody should stay there, because as you're already aware, our IG has banned them. And now this platform is saying that they are deleted. So we must remain patient. We must remain consistent as far as this is concerned. I'll end this show in the next 15 minutes so that at most, so that we'll prepare to get our interim president come on live. So please, let us be very clear and very focused on the need to forgive everybody. So if I ask you people this fact, just type here that Tapang, I forgive you, like somebody is typing. Say, I forgive you. It is important. But I don't, listen, let me make a very, very clear declaration. I've forgiven Tapang, but I can never, ever discuss issues about what I know about Ground Zero with Tapang, because I know what Tapang can do, but I hope that he can change, because that is a fact. But to say that forgiving him is not a debate, it's not something I'm going to debate with anybody. That one is a particular fact, that if somebody says, I'm sorry, I don't need you to come and list that I did this, I did that, I did not do this. Just the fact that somebody is saying that he's sorry, he has identified that he has apologized. So we forgive them, we move on. If they want to enlarge the scope of their apologies by saying that this is what I did that is right and wrong, that is still their business. But to me, I am clear about the fact that they have been forgiven, but cooperation is something far-fetched. Without said, ladies and gentlemen, we want to read this particular address once more for those who will be joining us. For the gala will start at 7 p.m. on the 5th, and it's going to be at the Oxford Events Center, 9700 Martin Luther King Jr. Highway in Lanham, Maryland. And of course, we're going to put that out there, and the march will start at 11. So between 9 and 11, everybody should be at the White House. So from the White House, we'll move over to the event center later in the evening. Now, let us say that for all those who are watching this live show at this moment, we want to make it a very huge concern about contributing to this event. So for those who are watching, we want every Southern Cameroonian who is watching this show to contribute towards the success of this event. You have heard how they want to do with money, give to refugees. So it is a humanitarian relief fund that we are going to be raising here. And that one is clear. The First Lady has said that. She's not interested in raising money, but it's just because in the group they insisted that they must reach out to refugees. So let us be clear with this. So for those who will be contributing, as we right now, we're going to give this Cash App number. It belongs to Ashu Kingsley. The Cash App number is A Kings, as I hear. So anybody who is listening at this time, if you live in the United States, you can contribute. Just before I forget, one of our sisters sent $100. Her name is Evelyn. That's all how she wants me to mention her name. Her name is Evelyn. So the Cash App number, if you want to contribute, is 302-922-4043. That's Ashu Kingsley's Cash App. 302-922-4043. 302-922-4043. So that is the Cash App number. You can contribute on live now. For those who have my number, you can also send your contribution. All those accounts are going to be made public to Sisiku's wife and the other people. And then for those who are in other parts of the world, if you want to contribute, you can call me. For those who are in Europe, you can call my number and we'll direct you on how to contribute. You can send it on Western Union or whatever. Yes, that is the Cash App number. It's 302-922-4043. That's Ashu Kingsley's number. Ashu Kingsley is not ADF, he's not party, he's just an independent activist. Or you can also send to my Cash App on 202-390-2247. In the evening we'll get or during the event we'll get a more comprehensive way to donate, but for now we have to put all of this together in order to be sure that we get our people out there contribute. So please, you have to contribute. Anybody who's watching in the USA, send $100, $10, $20. Everybody, at least when you send it right for Sisiku Ayuk Tabe, make sure you just indicate for Sisiku Ayuk Tabe, because that is the day and that's how I want to celebrate it. We want to thank Nosta Tani Song, the wife and the kid brother, for providing decoration and the DJ, the musical set, everything. We also want to thank brother Julius of the Oxford Events Center, who has also provided us with a hall for giving us a bonus of $1,200. We are very grateful. So everybody, whether you're watching from Ground Zero, anywhere at this moment, our president will be coming up in the next 40 minutes. It's going to be at exactly 8 p.m. Amber time. So ask all of you to come out here and watch it massively, more than what most of you are watching now. And so we call on everyone, Southern Cameroonian, every one of us, to attend that live show massively. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Amber time, which will be 2 p.m. Washington DC time. So please, if you're watching anywhere this show, come on board. That's the other WhatsApp Cash App number, 202-390-2247. So you're going to send it here. As we're talking, please make sure that you contribute extensively. Let us push this. We're looking at, if we can raise $100,000 or $50,000, is going to further make us to understand that truly we are in total support of this, our brother and president, Sisiku Ayuk Tabe Julius. So it is, of course, the end of this show. I want to thank everybody who's watching and saying that God bless you. Have a wonderful day and keep following patiently. For those of you watching this show on YouTube, please also contribute. 202-390-2247. That is my number. You can send the Cash App there. And we also have Ashu Kingsley's number on 302-922-4043. Every money that is received, just right for Sisiku Ayuk and Co. Once that is done, we're going to send it out there. Thank you so much. And don't forget, Don Dinka, thank you. I've seen the award that you have given me as Best Activist of the Year. I'm very grateful. I've seen the cartoon. God bless you. Thank you so much for that recognition. In the meantime, don't forget ADF, Sokadev, AMF, they are all deleted. I know they want to come and rant, but I'll be right back here to ensure that they are only deleted, and as the delete button is on key, each time they come, they are sent back to the delete area. Thank you and God bless you. All right, no problem, my friend Mav. I'll be waiting for your call. You can call me on 202-390-2247. Also do your contribution. So everybody who's watching this show, make sure that you contribute enormously. God bless you and bye for now. Don't forget, our president is coming up in the next 30 minutes. So all of you go out there and watch it extensively. Bye-bye.